Good day, everyone, and welcome to another epic episode. So, the DA leader, Gordon Hill, says that he wants to challenge the MK party, particularly when it comes to KZN. And Zonele Mani has responded to that. I want us to discuss that going further. But there's a point that I want us to just remind ourselves. There's something that was said by Helen Zille before the 2024 election about the MK party rising to power and winning KZN. The DA, it is part of the GNU. It has no problem in other 8 provinces, but the DA has now made KwaZulu-Natal to be their special target because the MK party, it is promising to gain more momentum when it comes to 2026 election. And surprisingly, remember what the MK party did in the last election, 2024, when they won with over 45% of the votes in KZN. But there was something that was said by Helen Zille. Helen Zille vowed to say that the MK party shall never ever govern KwaZulu-Natal. Can that again come back to haunt the MK party? Because just imagine, the whole leader of the DA says that it has directed a sharp political message to Umkhonto weSizwe party, challenging their momentum and calling out polarizing rhetoric, particularly where the MK party has a stronghold in KwaZulu-Natal, saying that voters are increasingly comparing chaotic opposition governance with the DA's proven service delivery models.
MK should be threatened by us. MK has got nothing to offer the voters. There's not a single person, I'll give a prize to anyone who can tell me what MK even stands for. They don't even know what they stand for. They bring only chaos. They can't even organize their own internal leadership, never mind organize a municipality or fix a town or a broken city. So I don't think that we should feel threatened. I think they should feel threatened, because here we are actually showing that the DA can deliver for every single resident. Here we are in a township context where the DA has brought so many improvements, where we have a DA ward councillor, brilliant councillor, he's here, and he's working for the residents of this ward. So that is the offer that we make to residents across KZN. There's only one party in this province, and indeed in this country, who genuinely governs for everyone and gets things working for everyone.
Gordon Hill says that the MK party is chaotic and seems like the voters in KZN, they will just reject the party. But I want us to move from there so that we'll focus on what Helen Zille has said. Then I want to insert Jacob Zuma. Then we'll move to Duduzane Zuma, because Duduzane Zuma has called and said with the opposition political parties such as the FF+, such as the DA, and those who are just sharing the different ideology, he has called them to say that they must find their ways to work together and to share. But before we go there, let us start with Helen Zille. Watch here.
So we aren't, and I'll be quite honest, I mean, we could threaten to bring KwaZulu-Natal down if they don't agree to the document's terms in Gauteng, but we're not going to do that. We're not irresponsible people. We don't want to hand KwaZulu-Natal to MK and the EFF. It would be a total disaster for that province. So we're not about to do that. There are other levers that we're going to use. Obviously there are. But we're not going to say the people of KwaZulu-Natal can be thrown to the dogs. Not at all.
So the big question that remains says that, do you think the MK party, comes 2026 local government election, it will emerge victorious without the DA intervening and just disturbing the victory of the MK party? Or do you think the MK party, maybe when it is announced, it shall reduce and announce otherwise? What is your take there? Because Helen Zille vowed to say that the MK party will never take the reins of KwaZulu-Natal. Another person who differs with the DA is Mzwanele Manyi. Mzwanele Manyi says that the claims that the DA will always be a bigger political party than Umkhonto weSizwe. He argued that those numbers of favoring the DA aren't telling the real story. They are actually a psychological technique designed to make Black South Africans believe that they have no shot at the real political power. So, according to the MK party, black people ain't supposed to vote for the DA and the ANC because of such parties. They don't represent the majority of black people. Maybe Jacob Zuma can explain this very much better about the DA being enemy number one. I want you to listen to how Jacob Zuma describes the DA and how Jacob Zuma paints the picture of the ANC going in bed with the DA, because now Jacob Zuma projects the ANC with the similar judgment with that of the DA. As the DA is the enemy number one, so is now the ANC also enemy number one. Let's hear what Jacob Zuma, the leader of Umkhonto weSizwe, has to say here.
If I said I'm leaving the ANC now, everything, right? If I said so, I would be saying what about the policies, the views, I mean, not necessarily the views, but the decision that was taken by the black leaders to liberate ourselves. If I say now, I'm forming, I know people form parties generally, but there isn't a debate about the issues that made us to start fighting. Even when we are many parties, we are all oppressed, we want to be free. We say, no, I leave you, I go there, I form my party. Others don't say much about it. You just have a number of parties. In other words, I would be saying the ancestors were wrong. Yes. I'm now abandoning what the ancestors asked us to do. Because this is their organization. It's not the organization of people who are ruling it now. That's why I will remain on the views and the policies that are there to liberate our people. But I did not want to confuse people as if there is something else. Because it's the same thing that our ancestors put across. And I would stand there. And in other words, I was saying, once we take over, we're going to remove the people who are running that organization of our ancestors this time around and take it back to us.
How do you remove them when you are in the MK and they are in the ANC?
No. We are not going to be equal in the MK. We are taking the country as an MK. I would take the country, be running the country.
Or you remove them from government, not from the ANC?
Of course. So if they want to be the ANC of theirs, which was not the one I know, it's a different matter. For me, the issue was that we must rescue, in other words, the organization of our ancestors that is being put aside by people who are leading it, now. And my own comrades were saying, but what Zuma is doing? No, I was not doing like the PAC moving away from the ANC, blah, 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 no. This is a different matter. We all belong to the ANC. We might be now in separate places, but the fact is, our ancestors pointed the way out. I don't think it is correct for us to look down upon them because we now have whites to be together with, to sit together as it is now, something called something, wherein black parties are with whites. That was not what the Mandelas or whoever else was in the leader of the ANC was expecting that to happen. I thought you guys by this time would have realized how correct we are when we say we're rescuing, not just rescuing Ramaphosa, no, rescuing the ANC. They didn't form the ANC.
So I think that makes things clear to understand that the enemy of Umkhonto we Sizwe, according to Jacob Zuma, is the DA. And the enemy of the DA, according to Helen Zille, is Umkhonto we Sizwe. So these two are just clashing like that. So now, what makes these two to clash? According to these two, according to the MK Party and the DA, they differ when it comes to policies. So their policies are just in conflict. That is why I want us to hear what did Duduzane Zuma say at BizNews, because Duduzane Zuma spoke about the policies there of the MK Party, and he talked about something very interesting, in which I believe that is what makes these two political parties not to get along. Duduzane Zuma spoke about the land expropriation without compensation, and he spoke about free education, in which now these three things, the Reserve Bank of making it to be under the state, number two, free education that has to be provided by the state, and number three, the land expropriation without compensation, in which the DA will never ever agree upon that.
Now, when it comes to policy position, there's been a lot of debate. Of course, we've got some interesting policies. Never mind, people say we don't. But I think the reason for that is the policies that have been pitched are ones that make some people step back and say, hey, this is going to affect our happy place, which is not the case. You look at land expropriation or compensation, free education, the nationalizing the Reserve Bank, whatever it is. I want us to look at this from the other perspective. As big business, as the white minority in this country, as well as the Indian and colored minority, meet us halfway. That's the only request that I'll make. I think it's that simple. If we're able to agree and work together and not look at this as a scarecrow, I think we can move much further than we have.
If he wants to touch the Reserve Bank, now he's calling for another war. The guys who are responsible for South Africa, the guys from Stellenbosch, they will never agree to that. That will be war. Now they are calling for war. If you touch the Reserve Bank, you touch the land, you are calling for war. That is why the MK Party is most viewed by the far left as the most enemy of the South African democracy or South African politics. That's why these two, they don't get along. They will never agree. No matter what Duduzane can just come there and pitch his ideas, this even makes these two to even become most worst enemies. The problem about capitalist agenda is that they are driving to control political parties. That is why we were told, we South Africans, that the likes of the Oppenheimers, they fund all political parties, and that is one of the situations whereby Jacob Zuma guards the MK Party so that it will not have any people who will just infiltrate it and corrupt it using money, so that it will just abandon those policies. Jacob Zuma is on the guard because he believes that the MK Party represents the majority of black people. That is why when you heard Mzondile Manyi responding saying that no, but the DA does not represent the black majority when it comes to voters. But the MK Party now says that even the ANC has abandoned their position to represent the people. So now the MK Party now come to that space, in that vacant space, to close the gap according to the MK Party. That is why they view the DA as their number one enemy. So what Duduzane has said there will just now make the DA to be on the other side as an opposition political party. Do you think that the MK Party will gain control of KZN? Do you think that the MK Party will roll KZN regardless of how Helen Zille feels, whether she's happy or she agrees? Do you think the MK Party will just do quite well when it comes to KZN? You know what to do. Leave it at the comment section below, and you can subscribe to this political YouTube channel. Remember, you don't pay anything, and let us meet on the next video, and I'm out.